evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Greetings of the Russian leadership to His Majesty the Sultan are conveyed by His Excellency Sergei Lavrov when he was received by His Highness Said Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said. The Sultanate confirms that all government statistics are transparent. And the Ministry of Health reiterates that medicine prices in the Sultanate decreased by 20 to 60%. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a cable of thanks from His Excellency Field Marshal Omar Hassan Ahmad al-Bashir, President of Sudan, in reply to His Majesty's cable of greetings on his country's 60th independence anniversary. His Majesty the Sultan sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Maithripala Sirisena of Sri Lanka on his country's independence anniversary. His Highness Said Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, received today His Excellency Sergei Lavrov, Foreign Minister of Russia, who conveyed greetings of His Excellency President Vladimir Putin and his best wishes of continued success to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos and the government. His Highness welcomed the guest and his delegation, and they had a comprehensive review of relations between the two countries and ways of enhancing aspects of cooperation in numerous fields, in addition to the activating joint agreements between the two sides. They also viewed current developments and efforts exerted to bring closer points of view in all issues to help support security and stability at regional and international level. From his part, His Excellency the Foreign Minister of Russia expressed the importance of his visit at the level of exchanging views and consultations to strengthen cooperation between the two countries, reiterating his country's appreciation for the wise policy adopted by the Sultanate in its relations with the countries of the world. His Highness informed the guests to convey His Majesty the Sultan's greetings and best wishes to His Excellency President Vladimir Putin and to the Russian government. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, as well as His Excellency Dr. Anwarbek Fazilivanov, Russia's ambassador accredited to the Sultanate. The Sultanate and Russia signed an agreement of mutual exemption of visas during talks held in Muscat today between His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, and His Excellency Sergei Lavrov, Russian Foreign Minister. Here is a report.
Talks between His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, and His Excellency Sergei Lavrov, Russian Foreign Minister, resulted in signing an agreement of mutual exemption of visas for holders of diplomatic, special and service passports between the Sultanate and Russia. The two sides discussed enhancing bilateral relations and extending investments in different fields. Talks also touched upon a number of current issues and developments on regional and international arenas, topped by the Syrian file and the peace talks in Geneva. They also discussed the current oil price crisis and the exerted efforts to bring back stability to the oil market through cooperation among producing countries. The visit of the Russian minister coincides with the diplomatic movement witnessed in Muscat this week, boosting Oman's role in spreading Islam and supporting faithful efforts to spread security and stability to different world countries and to contribute in solving conflicts by peaceful means.
Well, the relations between the Sultanate of Oman and Russia, they are not subject to any artificial influence. They have their own merit, and this was very clearly confirmed today during my meetings with Deputy Prime Minister and with the Minister of Foreign Affairs. We expressed our full satisfaction with the very regular and confidential political dialogue. We pay increased attention to promoting our trade and economic cooperation. In spite of the trends in the world and regional economy, the volume of trade between Russia and Oman increases, though it is still quite modest. But we see the ways to improve the situation further, including the resumed work on an agreement on investment protection, which we hope to finalize soon. We also negotiate an agreement on cooperation in the area of peaceful uses of nuclear energy. And the Russian Fund of Direct Investment showed interest in cooperating with sovereign funds of the Sultanate of Oman. Hopefully, we can encourage their contacts during this year in the context of various international economic fora, including the St. Petersburg Economic Forum.
With royal blessings of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency Saeed Khaled bin Hilal Al Saud Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of the Royal Court, announced the launch of Business Environment Improvement Initiative and a national program for leadership and competitiveness. This came during the inauguration of the works of the second round of work group for partnership between the public and private sectors. His Excellency the Minister of Royal Court said that the Business Environment Improvement Initiative will include the development of institutional and legislative framework for partnership projects. A work group consisting of members from public and private sectors shared knowledge with a number of new members who joined the national program for chief executive offices in its second round. A constructive discussion took place to establish a solid foundation to produce some initiatives that contribute to the achievement of national priorities. The program was initiated in cooperation with Oxford University and the International Business Development Institute in Switzerland. It includes discussion sessions and educational programs that will be implemented starting from March 2016. The meeting also revealed that work is underway to design another program under the name the National Training Fund that will deal with qualifying Omani cadres. Transfer from conventional census to census based on commercial records was one of the terms of a memorandum of understanding signed by the Sultanate and Netherlands. The MOU was signed by National Center for Statistics and Information in the Sultanate and the Statistical Apparatus in the Netherlands. It focuses on providing officials with statistics for the purpose of decision-making and scientific research. It also aims to develop the logistics statistics. Meanwhile, the National Center for Statistics and Information has taken into consideration 2040 strategy to provide all bodies with economic, social and population data to draw their plans. The National Center for Statistics and Information affirmed that there is no intervention from public and private bodies in publishing information and statistics. This was stressed by His Excellency Dr. Khalifa bin Abdullah Al Barwani, Chief Executive Officer of the Center, when he spoke to the Sultanate of Oman Radio and Television. He added that the Center is publishing information in a transparent way. His Excellency also said that the Center checks and makes sure of information issued by international organizations and associations on the Sultanate. It also corrects any misinformation. Still to come in our news bulletin. Rock inscriptions dating back to 1000 BC are discovered in the wilaya of Al-Alawabi. review of good bilateral relation process that binds the Sultanate and Malaysia to achieve joint interest of both countries was the focus of the meeting of His Excellency General Sultan bin Mohammed Al Nomani, Minister of Royal Office, when he received General Tan Sri Dato Sri Dr. Al-Hajj Thu Al-Kifli bin Mohammed Zain, General Commander of the Malaysian Armed Forces, within the context of his current visit to the Sultanate and his delegation. They had cordial talks and discussed a number of topics of concern for both countries, as well as touching upon a number of issues of joint concern. General Tan Sri Dato Sri Dr. Al-Hajj Thu Al-Kifli bin Mohammed Zain and his delegation visited Staff and Command College at Beit Al-Falash camp. They listened to a briefing on the college and general curricula of qualifying and training, as well as the college contents of halls, classrooms, and modern information technologies. General Commander of the Malaysian Armed Forces visited National Defence College and listened to a comprehensive briefing on the college covering contents of this scientific, academic, strategic of facilities and modern and developed equipment. He also acquainted with sections and facilities of the college as well as different halls designed in accordance with latest specifications, as well as the best educational system and electronic networks of different purposes. Their Excellencies, members of Information and Culture Committee of the Shura Council, visited Public Authority for Radio and Television. His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Nasser Al-Harasi, Chairman of Public Authority for Radio and Television, expressed his thanks for the efforts of Information and Cultural Committee of the Shura Council for presenting important studies and views regarding audiovisual media, and lauded the committee's follow-up of development witnessed by Public Authority for Radio and Television through opening of Digital Studios Complex, launch of the new audio and visual identity, and the launch of Oman Cultural Channel. His Excellency also reiterated that the authority is continuing development process of its radio, television and electronic products, welcoming different opinions regarding its media production, and it will study them for benefit of continuous development process. He also stressed that the televised Oman Cultural Channel aims primarily to preserve the Omani cultural identity and to present it to the audience inside and outside the Sultanate of Oman by attracting mechanisms characterized by highest level of quality. On their part, Their Excellencies, members of Information and Culture Committee of the Shura Council, praised the Radio and Television Identity Project and developments accompanied it of developing programs and new contents, strengthening capability of audiovisual channels in conveying national messages, the concern of developing cadres of the Public Authority for Radio and Television, as well as recruiting youth in various sectors. Then they took up a tour of various sections of the Digital Studios Complex. His Excellency Hamouda bin Mohammed Al-Harsusi, Chairman of Information and Culture Committee of the Shura Council, said that the visit to the Public Authority for Radio and Television came with the aim to make close contact. He added that there are some reactions to some views raised up in the society through exaggerations about some financial funds and comments on the identity. He also said that, in fact, the committee members are so delighted of the visit, what they had seen through technological modernization of digital studios, qualifying Omani cadres in line with the modernization in order to be able to perform their duties. He said the Cultural Channel came in line to a call by the Information and Culture Committee of the Shura Council at the 7th term as one of their recommendations. Oman has abundant cultural treasures in need of a channel to bring it to the audience, and the channel came at the right time. He hoped that the digital studios, Omani identity, and all that available in the Public Authority for Radio and Television are the start for more channels. Under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Saidi, the 6th Pharmaceutical Care Conference, organized by the Director General of Medical Supply at the Ministry of Health, started at Al Bustan Palace Hotel. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubay.
Under the theme Towards Excellence in Pharmacy Practice, the 6th conference commenced its two-day sessions amid huge number of delegates, over 600 devoted to evolving pharmacy practice and in particular medication safety best practices. The conference, which is accredited by Oman Medical Specialty Board, has been attended by various healthcare professionals from the GCC countries and other countries, and has been led by faculty of distinguished international high-caliber speakers from highly recognized organizations such as International Pharmaceutical Federation, American Society of Health System Pharmacists, Institute of Safe Medication Practices, and the European Association of Hospital Pharmacists. His Excellency the Chief Guest, Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Saidi, commented on the event and said,
"This is an extremely important conference for pharmaceutical care. The dispensing of drugs is only one aspect of pharmacist or pharmacist's work. And the most important part of their, I think, work is giving the appropriate information to the patient in regards of the usage of this medication, the proper usage of this medication, the potential side effects of this medication, and the harm they can do. We are still, unfortunately, not having enough trained clinical pharmacists in Oman or in the region, and we are in the process of increasing the number. Worldwide, the misuse of medications, and particularly antibiotics, is alarming. There are thousands of deaths annually worldwide due to misuse of medication and side effects of medication which are not reported by the patient due to lack of information, lack of knowledge to the authorities. Therefore, I'm hoping that this one of the outcomes of this conference will be awareness of the public how dangerous this medication could be.
The conference focuses on the key issues of sustainable development of pharmacy practice throughout the region using latest research evidence. Her Excellency Fatima bint Abdul Wahid, Assistant Under Secretary at the Ministry of Health, Kingdom of Bahrain, spoke to us and said,
Bahrain have participated in this conference because it's very important conference for advancing the practice of pharmacists and pharmaceutical products in Sultanate Oman and also in GCC. Today we have many participants from all GCC countries plus international speakers and regional speakers. I think this gathering with the scientific paper will really add to the development of pharmacy practice in Oman and also in the region.
Professional excellence in pharmacy practice requires pharmacists to take responsibility and accountability for patients' health outcomes. To achieve this level of professional excellence, pharmacists must exhibit the attributes of a patient-centered practitioner. Fundamental to these attributes are the abilities to provide competent, compassionate, and ethical care for patients that include the ability to interpret and apply scientific evidence to individual patients. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television.
The Public Authority for Investment Promotion and Expert Development, or ITRA, announced in a press conference its plan for the year 2016. The plan included the inauguration of a series of films, workshops and Ramadan evenings, in addition to organizing promotional meetings and participating at external events like the Kuwait International Trade Exhibition, in order to attract investments to the Sultanate. ITRA plans this year to focus on the promising markets of non-oil Omani exports, namely the US, Iran, India, Singapore and China. ITRA programs also include organizing Invest in Oman campaign and the Competitiveness Forum in its 3rd edition to discuss means of strengthening the Sultanate's competitiveness through involving private and public sector establishments, in addition to launching the electronic guide for practicing trade business in the Sultanate. Azan bin Qasim al-Busaidi, Director General of Planning and Studies at ITRA, had this to say.
Recently, ITRA has launched a series of films, promotional films for different sectors. These sectors include those which were identified by the study of investment promotion, and these are sectors that Oman enjoys a great comparative advantage in and can attract foreign direct investments in. And these are going to be available not only for ITRA but for all of its stakeholders in promoting investments in Oman. With regards to participating in international fairs and exhibitions, there are a number of exhibitions that are going to be participated in, some in the GCC like in Kuwait, and some in Europe like Marmomak in Italy. Apart from our participation in the OPEX, which is the Omani Products exhibition that is going to be taking place in Ethiopia this year. Other than this, of course, ITRA is continuing its efforts to spread awareness regarding competitiveness in Oman and its importance to foreign direct investments. And this is going to be done through a series of workshops that are going to be organized in Oman and participated by the public and the private sector.
The College of Banking and Financial Studies celebrated the graduation ceremony of its 11th batch yesterday. The ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Hammoud bin Sangur Al-Zajali, Executive President of the Central Bank of Oman. More details in the following report by Sultan bin Saif Al-Sarai.
Life Matters didn't stop these graduates from continuing their studies, because most of them are employees in various sectors and some have their families as well. But with ambition and passion, they reached this important level.
The feeling is amazing. I'm actually still a bit nervous and a little excited because it was hard work. We spent around 3 years and my family's had a hard time because I couldn't give them a lot of time. Long nights, waking up, staying awake till 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, back to work. Again, back to classes, then work assignments. It was difficult, but I think it was worth it.
38 graduates were presented Masters of Business Administration degree after years of hard work and dedication, and soon they will join labor market to progress the development in the Sultanate.
My special thanks to my family and to my colleagues who support me throughout my MBA. And especially my family who really support me in completing my MBA.
Various academic and professional high-quality programs the college offers, which definitely contribute at creating well-qualified human resources for the banking sector.
Actually, this Strathclyde's MBA that we offer at the College of Banking and Financial Studies is one of the best in the world. The latest Financial Times ranking has rated it 63rd in the world, and it is within the top 10 in UK and within top 20 in Europe. Recent rankings also rated this program as 7th in the world in terms of investment for money.
The College of Banking and Financial Studies was established by a royal decree in 1938 with objectives of educating and training bankers and encouraging research in banking and financial studies. As the graduates mentioned in their graduation speech, this graduation is just the milestone for the future, and there is still a lot to do for this beautiful country. Sultan bin Saif Al-Sarai, Muscat.
His Excellency Hammoud bin Sangur Al-Zajali, Executive President of the Central Bank of Oman, stressed for the Sultanate of Oman Radio and Television that with the current oil situation, the banking sector is ready to help the private sector to contribute in managing the economic situation in the Sultanate.
No doubt we are facing very challenging times now since the oil prices have gone steeply down. So there will be a lot of challenges in managing the economic situation of the country. Oman is not different than other oil-producing countries who have been also affected with this decline in the oil prices. But we hope that the banking sector is going to be more more active in helping the private sector to contribute more in the economic development of the country, as the government is putting more emphasis on the private sector to take a leading role in the economic development. The banks are ready and they are prepared to participate in this process.
Drawings and rock carvings dating back to 1st BC represent a rich field for researchers to study Omani civilization relations with successive Greek, Roman and Pharaoh historical civilizations. The location of these rocks is in Wadi Badi, Harus, in the wilaya of Al-Awabi. Omanis used these inscriptions, which are the symbols to express their ideas before pre-writing age. Citizens in the wilaya of Al-Awabi requested to the bodies concerned to preserve this historical discovery, which will contribute in promoting historical tourism in Oman. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Greetings of the Russian leadership to His Majesty the Sultan are conveyed by His Excellency Sergei Lavrov when he was received by His Highness Said Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said. The Sultanate confirms that all government statistics are transparent. And the Ministry of Health reiterates that medicine prices in the Sultanate decreased by 20 to 60%. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.